Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 159. I'm your host as always. I'm Dan. I'm the person who is very scared of spiders in VR. And on my right or my left, I cannot remember on the video, we've got Samson. Samson, what are you scared of?
What am I scared of?
In VR.
Every horror game.
We're the perfect people to talk about Metro.
It's nothing in particular. It's just feeling of the not knowing what's coming and it being really dark. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's hard. I can't push through, but it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, spiders in particular, to me, it's just I just can't do that. Or the scorpions, like
they don't bother me.
Yeah, I can't deal with those two things. Like I used to be able to push through it, now I just can't do it. And it's funny because we'll talk about Metro and all that stuff, you know, in later in the show. But I was playing Metro with spiders. The spiders were killing me, so I took them off. I just went to go sit on the couch. My partner was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and lo and behold, she's in the cave down where the spiders are, finding spiders. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the spiders on a screen and such doesn't really bother me too much. In fact, I have spiders in the house. I can get rid of them. It's not really a big deal. But in VR, when they're big and nasty and they jump in front of your face, I just can't do it. So I don't know if I'm an arachnophobe or phobia or anything like that, but
I do believe I
got a VR version of it for sure. A VR version. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to 159th episode in our lovely little family show.
Have you seen the movie Arachnophobia?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's suited for me.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. What's it about?
Giant spiders.
Yeah, that's going to be perfect on a big screen watch along one day. All right, everyone. Today we have quite I would say a small show in terms of content, and there's not much news happening, but Meta has pushed out the V71 update, which has a boatload of things, which we'll get into in a moment.
It brought the boom.
Yeah, me and Samson have played a little bit of Metro, not enough. I did want to play more of it, but the spiders I couldn't get past, and you know we'll talk about that in part 2. But it has been reviewing very, very well, so definitely check out reviews from other people who don't have that issue and are okay with horror games and can push through and play the full game. And Samson's done a bit of LAN. Playing.
Yeah. I went to the VR LAN in Philly. It was great fun.
Nice.
Talk about that later.
So we'll talk about that as well. Just
little
tease there. But before we get going, quick housekeeping as always. We've had some more people join the old Discord. What's going on here? Join the new Discord. All of the links maybe I need to double check my link that I've posted in the podcast, but I'm pretty sure it's the new link. If you join the Discord and you realize that it does not work, you can't write anything in the chat, you're in the wrong one. Go on to the latest episode, like today's, and click that link below, and then that will take you to the updated LTO Discord. And also, if you like us so much and you want to support the channel, definitely throw us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus as well. Samson, you got any housekeeping? I don't know if you have any housekeeping.
No. It's possible they could be bots, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Because we've had this new one for quite a few weeks now, and over just over a month actually, and these are old episodes, but never mind. But yeah, that's all the housekeeping, Samson. Let's talk about the news, and just a real small snippet of news before we get into the big update here. The Upload VR Winter Showcase has been announced. We're going to have one on December the 5th, so just under a month from now.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah, mark your calendars. There'll be A bunch of probably indie stuff at the Upload VR showcase. Normally, the winter one does have more of a indie involvement compared to the summer one. But you might see a few trailers. Maybe you'll see a little bit of Alien potentially in this one just before it comes out on December 19th in there. So yeah, check out the Upload VR showcase. We'll obviously come cover it as well.
This one's going to be like live streamed with an award show, the AI XR Awards, which is the largest international XR award show.
Yeah, it's live from Rotterdam as well, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, Samson, let's talk about this V71 update. I'm assuming you don't have it because you tend to get these things quite at the end.
No, I'm still on the nice one.
That's fair. Did they skip 70? I can't remember.
They did. They skip them when they're big.
I see. So they're just like, you know what? Let's just do a big one here. Okay, so we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 14 things on the list if I'm counting really quickly. Let's start here. Samson, let's just go one by one here. The first one is a OS design refresh. Now, hold on, just a quick thing. I've got the V71 update. I had a look on my Quest just before recording. Even though I have V71, I've updated it to V71, I have none of these features. So it's a weird one. Like, it says it's updated, but maybe all these features kind of trickle in over the next week or two. So let's start off. First thing is the OS design refresh. It's not a massive design refresh, but elements are meant to look a little bit cleaner and sleeker. You can see a screenshot on the actual Meta blog if you want to see it, if it's not updated on your Quest yet. Essentially, they show the settings, and it kind of looks like an iPad in a way, if anyone's used to that. It's just like a flat black, and it works in light mode as well, but it just looks a bit cleaner, a bit sharper, curves a bit cleaner and all that, and the dock itself looks pretty nice too. Like I said, not a big change, it just sharpened up.
It looks nicer. It's a bit easier on the eyes.
Yeah, exactly right. By the way, I've still not been able to delete apps from my Quest library, even though they said that was available from 67 or something like that. So I still can't do that as well.
I haven't tried.
Yeah, you can uninstall apps, as you could always do, but you can't remove them. You can't remove them from your library completely. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if anyone has been, has got this, because I definitely haven't. Samson, what's the second one on our list?
AI audio to expression. On-device AI will create the facial motion and lip syncing from microphone update. Includes upper cheeks, eyelids, and eyebrows. So that's kind of cool. Using AI to give you some facial features.
Yeah, some facial features itself. Like, obviously, we don't have facial tracking on any of these headsets, so it'd be cool. Like
Quest Pro, there's Quest Pro people out there. There's dozens of them.
There are dozens of them, I guess so. Yeah. But with this, like, we'll see how this works. Like, if they are able to develop this into something that works really well and is reliable, then we talked about it last episode with the rumored Quest 4 and Quest 4 S, like having like facial and eye tracking. Maybe facial tracking is something that's omitted from the Quest 4 S, and the AI can just take over just to make it a little bit cheaper. That could be one of those things.
Then devs won't be able to develop for it.
No, but there's still, like, it still works as well. So it's like on the Quest 3S. The Quest 3S doesn't have a depth sensor, but it has 2 IR trackers and such. So it can help with that, but it's not as accurate as like the actual Quest 3. It could be the same here.
This is apples and oranges. This is AI to do facial tracking, and it's using like the lip syncing and from the microphone. Like, what if you need facial tracking without talking?
Yeah, you make a good point here. Yeah, you make a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah. Were you moving your mouth when you're not talking? Like, no one can hear you on the audio. No one can hear you now.
I don't know what you mean. I don't need to move my mouth.
All right, moving on. We've got improved pass through. The camera frame rates are now aligned with the actual display frame rates, so in turn it will make pass through smoother. They've done a lot with pass through since the Quest 3's come out, to be honest. I do notice it big time now that things are starting to like embed in. Like the other day I was on the couch trying to play Metro on the couch. And then when I turned it off and went back into pass through, the TV was on and I could see it clearly. Like I could pretty much watch TV no problem now. I can pretty much go on my phone and have a look at text and all that stuff. Like it's very clear. In fact, I actually just picked up like just a piece of paper which had like some instructions on there, and I could read that pretty clearly through the headset. So it's impressive. Like you obviously still get the graininess and such. It's not, in terms of the colors, it's not perfect, just like eyesight, but to read stuff and watch stuff, it works pretty well.
It's decent. It's decent. I liken it to, we've gone from black and white TVs to color TV.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go, straight from black and white to HD.
No, but they're getting there.
Exactly.
They're getting there. What else we got, Samson?
What else we got? We got travel mode on trains, Dolby Atmos and digital surround sound supported in content on select websites, coming to other services soon. I think I did 2 there.
Yeah, you did 2 there. That was quite funny. That was my fault because the way I wrote the script and such.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
You really are. You really are. You would read the teleprompter exactly how it is instead of picking up on that. Yeah, travel mode on trains. Travel mode's already been available for like airplanes. You can technically use it on trains and it should work, but now it's officially supported. So it should work.
So it'll probably work better.
Yeah, probably. Do you take trains out in the East Coast?
No, that's what I was going to ask you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was on the West Coast until like very, very recently. So on the West Coast, it's hardly any trains, to be honest. Everything's so far away. But the East Coast is more connected. So
what about in Toronto? Is there a little train?
Well, there's a subway, but like I ain't wearing this on the subway. I also never need to really take the subway because I'm pretty central. But like, I'm not pulling out the Quest 3 for like a 5-minute subway train ride, right?
The East Coast, the big cities have trolleys and a subway system. New York being most robust, Boston being probably the worst.
Yeah, fair enough. I was thinking more like cross-state trains, Like,
there's Amtrak.
Yeah.
But you can take Amtrak everywhere. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So next time you're on an Amtrak for whatever reason, you take your Quest and let us know how it works.
You can take it to Toronto.
You could take it to Toronto. Yeah, from Boston?
For sure.
Yeah, I guess so. We're so close. We're so close.
Probably not direct. You could probably stop and
get off and check the passports and such. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, travel mode's available now. And just like you said, Samson, Dolby Atmos and digital surround sound is also now available. Now, this is only going to work on select websites. I didn't really say what websites they are at the moment. And it's going to come to other services
the
soon.
Naughty ones, Dan.
Yeah, is that what you're hoping for? Some Atmos?
No, that's what I assume.
That's what you assume. That's what VR is for, right? So now you can get the full spatial audio.
Exactly.
When you're in there. I'm assuming this is going to work for Netflix if it's a supported content and select websites, but they haven't really stated this.
That would make sense.
Yeah, for now. All right, Samson, what have we got next? And just read one this time.
Okay. I had fun reading 2, though. But the calendar app, now a built-in calendar that syncs to Google, Outlook, Horizon World events, and workroom meetings.
I am 100% next episode going to write something stupid in the script and just tell you to read and see what happens.
I'll read it.
Yeah, I know you'll read it. This is obviously, I'm Samson. I'm assuming that you don't really need to bother with a calendar in your VR headset, but for those in like workroom meetings and such, is going to be very handy to have. And it syncs with Google Outlook. I mean, I use Apple, so it doesn't sync with that, so that doesn't really work. It feels like everything that Meta do is not going to be kind to Apple users moving forward now that they've got their Windows partnership and such. Moving forward, and they're full on open Android based and such. But yeah, if you're in workroom meetings and such, calendar app will be quite. It looks nice from the images that they've kind of shown off, but it's a calendar app. It's a calendar app.
It's a calendar.
Remote desktop in quick settings. Now you can just quickly jump into your quick settings and click remote desktop and open this up. Without you needing to basically go into the app library and going through and trying to find the actual app from remote desktop. That's going to be really handy. I have not tried this yet because I don't have it yet. But yeah, that's going to be really handy. Normally when it comes to desktop, though, I normally just use immersed. It just plays nicer with Macs. But you've also got the window. I wonder when the Windows thing's going to happen.
I use virtual desktop myself usually.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, next one, Samson.
Well, there's scene mesh scanning improvements. You have the ability to update a mesh for a room instead of needing to rescan. You'll also be able to see a miniature 3D representation of each room saved. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're gonna have like little representations of your rooms, and you're just gonna kind of go through the settings and just have a look at them.
Well, it's hard because it's hard. I just randomly save them as whatever.
You don't label them?
I mean, no. I do, but I don't edit. You can't edit the name. There's only so many names.
Yeah, there's only so many names. That's fair. There's a lot of names in there.
And I make rooms when I'm at work at various parking lots. What am I going to call them?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
A secondary bedroom, okay.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, well, now you'll be able to see a little representation, so you can maybe figure out what kind of room it is, especially when you add all the furniture in there and such. Yeah, the scanning is really good because I've just been playing a bit of Starship Home, which is a mixed reality game, and we'll talk about it, a little bit of it in part 2. And I had to scan my my study or office, as one will call it, because I did it in here, and it was so good. It's so quick because I haven't done it for a long time to needing to scan it, and I haven't done it since I've moved here. Actually, done a mixed reality one like this, and
this is your first time.
First time in here, yeah. And well, I remember doing in the old house, but not in this new house. So It's just so much quicker than I remember, and it just picks up everything. Like I scanned my desk and monitor, and it put in the monitor, which is on like a floating stand in a way, and it just got that dimension perfect. It got I didn't need to worry about anything, is what I'm trying to say.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't need to add anything. Like there was a floor lamp, which it didn't pick up. But apart from that, everything else, like the bookshelf and such, it's really good. It saves a lot of time. So yeah, big fan of the.
Yeah, it's also, I've noticed it's quicker to just let me create walls if there aren't walls around, which I very much appreciate.
Yeah, that's fair. Your mic volume's getting lower, by the way, just FYI. It might be okay.
How low can I go?
It might be okay. Volume mixer. This is a cool one for those who need it. If you're on like a Quest call with somebody whilst playing an app, or watching a film or something like that. I don't know why you'd be doing that with watching the film, but anyway, you can now adjust the volume of them separately. So you can adjust the volume of the Quest call and adjust the volume of the app separately without needing to go into the app of the game and reducing it in there. Way easier. I feel like a lot of people who do party chats are going to really like that. Samson?
I agree.
Your turn?
Yep. You can now share spatial videos in Horizon chats.
Yeah. Once again, this is my mistake with the script here, so you don't know what it is. But basically, yeah, now you can, with the Horizon chats, is like Messenger, basically, but in the actual app itself. But yeah, you can now directly send the spatial videos from your phone through there. So if someone's in Quest, they can open up the Horizon chat and see the spatial video that you've sent via your phone from like of your iPhone 15 or 16 that you do.
I'm gonna test this out because I took one of Squashy at the LAN, and so I'll send it to him via Horizon chat.
Nice, very nice. Do you have a 15 or a 16? I don't remember.
I've got the 16.
You got the 16. Nice, nice. How is the spatial videos in Quest, by the way?
I haven't really.
You haven't tested it?
Seen that many, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm curious. I don't remember doing it in my Vision Pro demo. Maybe I did. I can't remember. It's been a while now, but yeah, I'm curious because I'm still on the 13 Pro, so you know, and I won't be upgrading anytime soon. So yeah, let me know what that looks like. Okay, so
maybe I can send you one.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, just send me one. That's a good idea. Next thing, second last thing, in-headset controller and stylus pairing. We kind of spoke about this in V68's update because it was meant to come in there. But basically, you can now pair touch controllers or the MX Ink from Logitech directly in the headset without needing to go through the app. But this was meant to come in V68. They said it's coming in V68, and obviously it's probably not come like some of these features. It's a weird way how they do these updates. It's a really weird way. Like they give you a list like this, and they say this is what's coming, and then they let you update it on your Quest, but then none of it's on there when you update it, and then eventually these features start trickling in, and then some of the features don't even make it. It's so bizarre. Like, it's so bizarre. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what's going on in Meta. Yeah.
It's a strange world.
I don't know what's happening. They might be in their own bubble or something, but it's so weird. Anyway, Samson, what's the last one?
Last one is the app permissions indicator on the menu bar. Real-time permissions indicator to let you know which features are currently being accessed.
So I don't have a clue what this is, to be honest. I looked through the blog.
I assume it's like mic, that type of stuff.
Oh, it might be an indicator that says mic
room. Yeah, can it see your room?
No, there might be little indicators. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know how useful that would.
It's probably a privacy thing for when they allow eventually, because they opened up the cameras to the developers, so they'll probably have a little indicator for that.
Right, so when it's been downloaded straight away. Got it. Very, very good. Okay, and that's your V71 update. Will all of these features come onto your Quest before V72? Who's to say? I'm feeling like I said as we're going through this, like some of the features from the older updates, I'm starting to finally realize and see them in fruition, even though they were meant to be in there like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know which ones I really notice.
No.
I noticed the UI change, I think.
Yeah, in this one, I'd noticed the UI change for sure, and probably the AI audio. If you're playing with someone in like Walkabout or something like that, you might be able to notice big improvements with that for sure. Because I remember playing Walkabout with the Quest Pro, and Kimberly had it, a Patreon and friend of the show as well, and you could see the big difference with the facial reactions in there. So yeah, maybe you'll notice that as well, but yeah, from there. By the way, the Logitech's MX Ink, did you ever? I know we were considering it, like both of us, but did you not?
I did watch a video on it. It didn't look that impressive.
No, fair enough. I decided against it just because I was like, realistically, I'm going to try this once and not going to bother drawing again. So, yeah. Okay, Samson, let's move on to our second news story of the day. This one is a very interesting one. So there is a new game, in air quotes, called The Human Within, which has just been announced. It comes out on the 9th of January, available on MetaQuest, and will come on Steam VR at some point for those PC players. But it's interesting. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure TV show. So you got real world actors and such. It's like if you're watching something on Netflix, but you can interact with the story. You can kind of choose different decisions and then go different paths. There's interactive elements. There looks like there's mixed reality involved in it, and there's puzzles as well. And then there's actually 5 different endings to the actual game itself. And the whole game is about how AI and similar technology influence humanity. That's what the whole thing is. Unsure how long this will be. Samson, do you want to read out the little description
I
that
love
they put
to.
in?
It sounds really interesting, by the way. It's sort of like these FMV videos that I've been watching at big screen.
Mm-hmm.
Cyber engineer Nyla and her sister Lynn developed a way to harness the immense processing power of the human brain to create the ultimate supercomputer. Held against their will, Nyla finds herself in a situation that forces her to use the technology in the very way she feared it would be.
Dun, dun, dun. What's interesting about it? What do you think that's interesting?
Well, it's these choose your own adventure, just figuring out how to work your way through, knowing that there's different endings. It's cool.
Yeah, the interesting thing about me for me is that I've not seen something like this in VR before. I mean, like you said, you might have the ones from big screen, but you're not
That's
interact.
what I'm saying. That's why it's cool. Yeah.
Are you interacting with those in big screen those ones, or
Like
you
you've
just?
got to, there's somewhere you got to click really fast or you just got to click on the choice type of deal.
Yeah, so it's cool to have one native to the Quest.
Yeah.
Coming for sure. They've done something. I mean, not they've done like we've seen these before. Like it, like what you said, and I remember Netflix Black Mirror had something like this. Bandersnatch, I think it was called, which was all right, but it was that kind of thing. So this one might be more fun because you're gonna have like interactive elements. It's not just watching the 2D screen. There's 2D elements, but there's also
I do
3D as well.
I do wish it had multiplayer.
Yeah, so you could do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more fun when you do things like this together. These kind of games that you're kind of like watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. But this will be fun. I'm curious to see. This should be. Hopefully, it's like a $10 kind of experience. It shouldn't be too expensive, but we'll see. And like I said, it will be available on the 9th of Jan on the Quest, on the Quest itself.
Very good.
Samson, this last news story will probably interest you the most because I think it's right up your alley. DigVR.
I think you're the one who digs this one.
DigVR has come out with probably the most expensive collector's edition for any game, not VR game, any game that I've ever seen before. So Wired Productions is the production company. You can get this directly from their website at shop.wiredproductions.com. Essentially, this collector's edition. Actually, let me tell you what's in it, and then the folks at home can kind of guess this price. So I'll start from the bottom. Your name will get added in the game. Okay, that's one. Second, you get a custom hard hat and a high vis jacket plus a bonus sticker sheet. Number 3, you get a family ticket to Diggerland in Kent, UK. I didn't know that was a thing. Number 4,
There you go.
it looks like you get like a ticket to Vegas Adventure at Dig This in Las Vegas. No flights, just put that out there. Number 5, you get a tour of the JCB Museum in the UK. Number 6, you get a copy of the game. Okay, so right now, just think about your numbers from there. You get some tours, you get a couple of tickets to some places, you get a high vis jacket and such, and your name gets added to the game. So whatever number you have in your head, times it by maybe 10, maybe 100, because you also, for the last thing, you get 2, not 1, 2 custom wrapped JCB 100-2 excavators, which are basically diggers.
Oh, baby.
Real life diggers. This ain't no models that you have on your desk or on your bookshelf or anything like that. The actual bloody diggers themselves. So this costs, for everyone who's guessing here, I'll give you a couple seconds to guess. 1, 2, okay. This costs $650,000 USD. £500,000 if you're wondering over in the UK. This is hilarious.
Dan, do you think there's any construction company VR fans that maybe would want and could use these for work, and then just for funsies would do it?
Just for funsies, I don't know if a construction company would pay this much money. I'm curious to see if someone who is obviously stinking rich loves like digging so much that they're gonna go, you know what, I'm gonna buy this. I won't lie to you though, just looking at the images, and you can look at them on shop.wireproductions.com. The stickers, Samson, the stickers look really cool. I do like the stickers. Out of all this stuff, the stickers look the coolest.
The microtransaction, the biggest microtransaction ever.
Honestly, it's mental. Yeah. So this is absolutely crazy. You get 2 full blown diggers. Hey, look, if you're a farmer, or maybe, actually not a farmer. Why do actually no farmers could have diggers? Maybe you need a digger or two. Why not get the collector's edition for 500,000? It might be cheaper. It might be cheaper than buying 2 of these diggers on their own. Probably not.
It's true. It's true.
And you get a copy of the game. Remember, you get a copy of the game. Now, here's the interesting part of it. There's no postage is not included, and the price does not include shipping, and it's not endorsed by JCB and such. So, the shipping might be quite a lot of money alone. Yeah, I'm just looking in there. Buyers outside the UK need to pay import fees as well. Your order
Everybody's outside the UK.
Your order could take up to 6 months as well. Yeah, so but if you're not interested in that, on the 14th of November, DigVR will be out for $20. And if you pre-order now, you do get 25% off. Just FYI, if you are curious. Yeah, I think it's quite fun. Very, very fun that they just did something like that. I want to see somebody buy this. I want to see it. Samson, let's round off part 1 with the game updates. What we got?
Round off. We got Red Matter's got 4K textures upgrade on Quest 3. Up to 16 times increase in pixel count.
Very good.
It already looked pretty good, so I don't know how it gets better. It's pretty wild. NFL Pro Era has a Halloween gear DLC.
A little bit late, but
well, you'd rather get a late touchdown than not a touchdown at all.
Fair enough.
Thief Simulator VR is Greenview Street Spooky House DLC. Ooh. And Batman Arkham Shadow adds small fixes, but there's a large update coming later in the month.
Yeah, they haven't really said exactly what the large update. I'm actually, maybe they did. I don't remember, but yeah, a larger update is going to come up later this month. No gameplay plus. I don't know if you saw, but on Upload VR they had a little article which they had interviewed with some. I don't know if it was one person or a few folk from Camouflage itself, who obviously made Batman. And they're just talking about how long it took to make the game and about the small details. There's basically a newspaper in the game where you can see there's a VR headset that they're kind of making and such, which is kind of fun. But it's been going for since COVID. So since 2020, they've been working on this game, like early. Well, I didn't they say 2020, but they said early times of COVID. So I think the person that they were talking to, the founder actually, it was Ryan Payton. He said he'll be in Japan and he'll be getting up early in Japan at like 4 a.m. to work with people in like the UK. And then he'll be going to sleep and then waking up, and the people in like the US or on the far time zones have already sent him a build, and like they were making it like that. And the interesting thing in this article too, they said for since 3.5 years ago or 4 years, 4 years ago, they've had it playable, that the game's been playable in like an alpha state, and they've just been kind of adding to it and refining it and such. So pretty amazing to see. Like, I had obviously no idea that this game's been in development for that long. Since then, Iron Man VR came out, obviously already.
It's pretty short though, 3.5 years, kind of, right?
Yeah, 3.5 to 4 years, or so, at least, to develop the
Has it
game.
always been in development for Quest 3, you think?
I don't know. I think I'm assuming that it was in development, for like at least a PC build and such, and then as it got closer, Camouflage had not even been purchased by Meta at that point, right?
Right.
And so as soon as Meta's purchased Camouflage, then they've gone, okay, let's now get this running on the next hardware. And they probably had the Quest 3 and 3S, well, 3 at least build at least a year out or so, right? So they'll know the specs and such, and they'll fine tune it for that. So
Right.
it's pretty impressive that you don't hear too much about development cycles in the Quest games, to be honest. They just kind of come out and you just assume they've been working on it for the last couple of years. But no, these games have long cycles. Like there's games that probably started this year that aren't going to come out till the Quest 4 at the very least, to be honest. And it's wild that things are happening like that. But then, the game is so good. The Batman game is so good. It's polished. There are bugs, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty polished, and you can see with all that time and effort that they've put into it, and all the little Easter eggs in there and such, and what happens when you do put so much time and money into a specific game itself. So. That was just a nice little article to read on Upload VR. So definitely check that out. They actually go into that VR headset that's in the actual newspaper itself and kind of break it down and such, which is kind of fun. I think they call it Rescue Vision, is what they call that VR headset too.
Nice, nailed it.
But yeah, all right. So that'll do for part one. In part two, we'll talk about what we've been playing, and yeah, that's what we do in part two. I just blanked there. We'll see you in part two.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two, the what we've been playing section. Now, just to preface this section before we get into it, I really wanted to just have not a review, because finishing games is very tough, but having a lot of impressions on Metro Awakening. We got the game early and such, but as we will talk about in a second, there's lots of spiders in this game. So, Samson, let's start off with that, because we're already talking about it. We both played a little bit of Metro. Samson, have you got up to the spiders at least?
No. I'm about just under an hour into this game. It's been mostly cinematic, honestly, for me.
It has. It's a very slow start. And are you playing on PC or are you playing on PlayStation?
No, I was playing on my Quest, but I did pick it up on the PlayStation, so I think I'm gonna pivot over there.
Okay, so to set the scene, Metro is based off a book. There's plenty. I think there's maybe 3 games on standalone consoles. I've actually not played any of them, so apologies if that's slightly incorrect. But the whole aspect of the story is basically there was like a nuclear war happening, and everyone is now resorted to living in the tunnels of Moscow, if you're in the US, but they're all in the subways itself. And there's all of these like mutants. There's mutant, like, shall we say, aliens kind of thing, who are like obviously due to the radiation. There's also like human enemies that you have to fight, and there's also spiders and some other creepy crawly. Well, no, I don't know if there's under creepy crawlies because I never got into it too much, but I'm assuming there's more little things in there that might come and haunt you. So that's kind of what Metro is, and what I've understood. And Samson, you're probably in the same boat because you've done a little bit of the first hour at least. The story so far is that you lost your son 15 years ago, and your wife still hears him essentially, and every time she hears him she kind of loses it and breaks stuff and pipes burst and then you have to fix it. But what she needs is her meds to kind of like calm her down, but she's ran out. So now you've gone out into the real world, into the outsides almost, and you're trying to find
you're on a medicine hunt.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. That might not be the overarching story of the whole game. Okay, the game kind of starts off very cinematically. There's not much controlling that you do, to be honest, and you're just with your crew, and your crew just get kind of ambushed by these like radiation zombies, and you're the last survivor. And then it cuts 10 years later or something, and you're with a new crew. So that's kind of like the premise of the story. But like I said, there might be much more. I just haven't got past it yet. So my quick thoughts on this, and then Samson, obviously you can let me know as well what you've seen so far, is that this game on Quest doesn't look amazing in terms of everything is kind of blurry. You've got fixed foveated rendering, which is not the best, and it's more like it's like you got short-sighted vision instead of in a way. Like if I look at someone who's quite far away, they're incredibly blurry. If I get closer, they get better. If I get closer, they get better. But then even if I get right to them, into their like face, it doesn't, the textures don't look great and such. And that it's not a big deal in terms of that. But as you're playing the game, textures just keep popping in and such. And it kind of is a little bit annoying. Especially when you're like in the caves and such, and you things just keep popping. So like you're already on edge because you're thinking something's going to jump at you, and then the texture just pops, and you're like, but it's just a traffic light which is getting its full render as you're getting close to it, and that's all it is.
I didn't really notice those things, but I didn't like I said, I mostly just got through that cinematic beginning.
That's fair. This game is definitely one, if you have a PSVR 2 or if you have a PC, to play it off there. Like you want to play it in there because it's going to look crisp. I've seen some footage from I think it was PSVR 2, and it looks as sharp as what you would think this game would be like, and in Quest it just suffers. It is much more
I do think it's cross buy,
it is.
So you get the Rift version, right?
Yeah, it is cross buy. So if you and I think, I mean, it's too late now because the podcast is out, but if you order the deluxe edition, you would have got it a few days earlier as well. But yeah, it is cross buy. You get it on Quest, you can get it on the PC VR and the Rift as well. But yeah, if you have those platforms, play it on there. Virtual desktop or whatever. Don't play it on the Quest just because of the graphics. Now, in the end of the day, graphics not everything. Okay, there is a good game behind this, and what I've played so far is that the gun combat feels really good. I find it very difficult to aim, but I think that's just me, and I'm just scared, so I'm just shaking my controller. Reloading is completely manual, which is handy. Now, I've only had a pistol so far, but once you get like an assault rifle and such, that might be quite not annoying, but like tough, especially when you're in moments where there's a lot of people coming at you and such. To reload, it's going to be quite tough, but then that adds all to the immersion, so I can't say anything bad about that. I prefer that than just having automatic reloading, but it looks like there's no option to change it to just automatic reloading if you wanted to. Even if you're on easy mode, it's still manual.
What do you mean by,
like, if you were to press a button to just reload rather than...
Yeah, nobody would want that.
No.
What is the reload? You just have to eject mag, put in mag, and then...
load it up. Yeah. Eject mag, put in mag, and then, like, move the... I don't know. I've not touched a gun in my life. I'm, not in the States. So...
Yeah, but do they all... You've only had the pistol.
I've only had the pistol, but like all assault weapons and such as I've seen, they all kind of do the same thing, where like you'll put the mag in and then you move something up or whatnot and such. Just like most VR games would do that. It's just that a lot of VR games also have the option to like assist with that, or just have completely automated reloading. And normally if you play easy mode, that would be a nice feature to do, because maybe you're not interested in that. But I have no problems with that. Like, I'm a big fan of manual reloading, so it's not really a problem. So this game is, if you're claustrophobic, you're going to feel it. When you go through the tunnels and such, everything is quite dark. Even in the quest, it really helps, like, because it's really well done, because it's dark, but then you have your flashlight on your head, which gives you like a little circle. Obviously, it's probably going to look better on the PC and PlayStation VR, but it does work well. It's absolutely fine. It's not like After the Fall on Quest 2 where they just got rid of the flashlight because they couldn't run it. You do have a flashlight, and it does work quite well. You do the flashlight by just like pressing your trigger against your head, so like you're clicking the flashlight on your head. But it does run out of battery. So when it runs out of battery, you have to take out your backpack, and you have this little charging device where you have to just rotate the handle.
You just gotta hold it and go. The thing it goes out so fast.
Yeah, but you need your gun. You also need your gun, right? So you have to charge it. You need two hands, so you have to do it. And the cool thing about this little charging device is that it also has like crocodile clips attached to it, so you can attach these clips to various doors or like various electrical points as you're going around to turn on the electrics or boost up the generator and such. So it plays a big part, but you do have to use two hands and such. So you got to put your gun away and all that stuff. This game, even in Quest, even though we've got all the pop-ins and such, it is incredibly immersive. I played it with the open-ended facial interface, and it's still, to me, quite immersive. I thought that would help with the spiders, but it definitely didn't. The world is really interesting. The design and such, obviously, everything's gritty, and you can see there's a lot of elements on screen, kind of like Batman in a way. It does get very chaotic, and this is only me playing the first like 90 minutes or so of it, and I've not even got past like the spiders and got past like into the human enemies and such, because the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of things you got to manage. So as mentioned on the backpack, you have the charger that you have to do, you have your ammunition for your gun, obviously. You also have a med gun, which is if you like use the grip button with your left hand on your chest, you get the med gun. So when you're low on health, you can like shoot the med gun into your hand or your arm or something to revive health. But that also has like its own kind of like ammunition in a way, like has like some medical. So you need to manage that as well, and you have to reload that as well. You've also got gas filters. There's a moment in the game quite early on where you end up going like almost outside where it's all snow and such, and you can hear the ticks from the radioactive wasteland that you're kind of in, and you got to find a gas pack. And I actually died straight away because I went to the wrong room, and everything started to go like radioactive in my vision and such, and then I died immediately. So you need to get your gas masks, and when you get your gas masks, they have filters on the front, and the filters last around 2.5 minutes. I think 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. But basically on your watch, on your wrist, you have to keep track of the timer. And once it gets to 1 minute, it beeps. And when it gets down to 30 seconds, it beeps. And I think when it goes down to 10 seconds, it beeps again. So you get notified. I'm playing on easy because I'm like, I'm trying to get through this and such. But, maybe on harder levels, it doesn't notify you as much. But you got to keep track of that. And then once that like is getting closer to coming out, then you got to open your backpack. You got to get your gas mask and put it on, put the filter on and such. So there's a lot, and that's only, like I said, 90 minutes into the game. There might be more things as you keep going on to kind of navigate. And then, if you're playing on a harder level, like on medium or hard, you really want to keep track of your ammunition and keep your ammunition high, because you don't want no spiders jumping at you. Or anything like that. I do want to say though, with the gas mask itself, when you've got that on, it is really cool because you have like a bit of a filter on the lenses, and it does look really good in Quest, especially when you're in areas that technically don't require the gas mask, but you still got it on. Like everything's kind of like foggy in there and such, and it's really
That's cool.
Yeah, and it does feel like you're wearing something. Like everything is kind of in right proportions and such, and it is very immersive. What else was I going to say with the gas mask? I can't remember what I was going to say with the gas mask, but when we're going into the spiders, there's an area. It's in chapter 2, basically. When you start chapter 2, there's a giant spider web, and you got to use there's a lighter. So you're in the backpack, you also got a lighter, which there's lots of stuff in your backpack. Like there's a ton of stuff in there that you kind of got to manage. Yeah, it's you're doing a lot with your arms and such, and there's a lot of stuff to manage, and there might be a bit too much to manage on your like chest. It's sometimes hard to get the right thing that you wanted, like ammunition and such. But anyway, you basically you set fire to the spider web so you can get through it, and then all of a sudden you see a spider in front of you, and then a spider immediately crawls on top of your gas mask as well. Oh. And as soon as that happened, I was like, oh my god, I gotta put that down. But I started looking at videos online. I think 1 or 2 YouTubers actually posted their video way too early on YouTube, and broke the embargo. But I just wanted to see what it looked like, and I saw it more today as we're recording with the Upload VR's article that the spiders do jump at you. They are huge as well, and they kind of just sit on you sometimes. But occasionally, as you're going through like tunnels, a spider might just crawl across your gas mask. It won't do anything, crazy. But it's just there for like a little bit of a jump scare. And I'm just like, go away. I just can't do it. So like I try to push through it a little bit, but I just couldn't. I was like, I'm not playing this game properly now, because I'm like I'm closing my eyes and such. And in fact, VR Gamer Dude, who did the review for Upload VR, I tweeted out today saying that, you know, I wanted to play this game enough so I could give you a good opinion on it, but I just couldn't get past the spiders. And he said he had to close his eyes sometimes and just go through different areas and try and run through areas itself. But Metro did tweet at me after I did post that, saying that they are going to come out with an arachnophobia mode shortly after launch. So maybe as soon as next week. Wait. So I'm just going to wait till that comes, because it might be as soon as next week or so. And then I don't know what they'll do to replace the spiders. Maybe they'll do blobs, like
put a funny face on them.
Maybe put the funny face on them. I don't know, but they'll do something. But yeah, as soon as that comes in, I'm definitely going to jump back into this. It's reviewed really well. I don't know if you've seen any of the reviews, Samson.
No, I've been staying away from them.
A lot of the reviews are like, I think Upload VR gave it 4.5 out of 10. Some people are saying it's like as good, if not even better than Batman.
I'm sorry, did you say 4.5 out of 10?
4.5 out of 5. Sorry, they're doing the star rating. Sorry. Yeah, some people saying it's even better than Batman. There's like another Game of the Year contender straight after Batman. It's amazing to see. I think a lot of people did play this on Steam and such. So they got the full, or the PSVR 2 to get the full graphics. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this will be a Game of the Year attender just because of the graphics on Quest, if you're just solely looking at Quest. But alas, I haven't played more than 95 minutes or so or whatnot of the game.
I wonder if the PlayStation VR rumbles when the spider's on your face.
Maybe. There's only one thing to Samson, and that's you with the PSVR 2. You got to get into it and let me know. Get into that scene. But I know, Samson, you've not played much at all of it, but do you have any thoughts on the game at all? No. It's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, anyway, okay, that's Metro Awakening. I'm sorry it wasn't like a proper like review because I'm too scared. But hopefully I'll come back to you in a couple of weeks' time once this mode comes in. Samson, what have you been playing?
All right. Well, a friend of the show, D-Max, got in the Discord and said something about Gargoyle Doyle. And Gargoyle Doyle is a comedic VR movie. And it launched on Quest. It was about 45 minutes long or so. And you learn about the history of a museum through the lens of these two gargoyles on the museum.
Okay.
And so it goes through the museum's creation, through what's going on around history, or like throughout history, and then through its ultimate, spoilers here, destruction. And it's a pretty funny little movie. It kind of has a vibe of not necessarily the charm and all that of a Pixar movie, but I very much enjoyed it. It had pretty good humor, some good dad jokes in there, and the way they mask the swears is absolutely hilarious, in my opinion.
Oh, nice.
So Gargoyle Doyle.
And mixed reality as well. It's in mixed reality as well, so you get the mixed reality aspects and the artifacts actually come into your room with you.
I played in VR.
Oh, fair enough. I was just watching the trailer as you're talking about this, and I can see like the artifacts and such come in mixed reality, so you get to interact with them in your room and such, which is really fun.
It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nice.
I like these VR movies. I want more.
Do you know how long it was roughly, or did you finish?
Yeah, it was about 45 minutes.
That was 40. Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, 45
That's
minutes.
Okay.
Solid.
Yep. Then Friday night, I got into my Friday night breachers, per my usual. And but really, and why I haven't really played a lot of Metro or Batman is because I went to Philadelphia for the weekend to watch / take place in Noble Squashy's Knock LAN tournament. I got to meet the number 1 ranked Knock player and the number 4 ranked Knock player, which was pretty cool. I played my first Knock match, which I was paired up with the number 1 ranked player. So, needless to say, I'm undefeated in Knock.
Yeah, it was a nice pairing.
He was basically taking on 3 or 4 people at once and would win. It's crazy.
Wow. Jesus Christ. With this, I'm assuming this Knock LAN party, this is all done through Steam and such.
Well, Squashy was playing, or whoever was streaming was on Steam, but everybody else was on their Quest.
Oh, okay. Nice. Did you just play Knock, or did you play anything else?
Oh, no. We didn't end at Knock. We also played a little DigVR, which is a game where the VR person is a giant and they're little knights, and they are playing on PC with either keyboard and mouse or controllers. And I did not quite realize how much moving the giant has to do. Like, you're just always dodging. It was pretty fun. I recommend it if you're looking for a multiplayer asymmetric game like that. And we got into Spatial Ops. Spatial Ops being the mixed reality game where you're picking up weapons that spawn around your actual floor, and you set up barriers all around your space. You basically build yourself a paintball arena type of deal.
Yeah, it's like laser tag.
Yeah, or laser tag, exactly. It kind of feels like Space Pirate Arena, except you don't need the enormous amount of space. You can kind of do it with, it shuts off your boundary, I think, and then you just set it up however big you want.
Yep.
And then all the headsets sort of sync to it. I think we got about 8 people in, so 4 on 4.
Oh, sweet.
It was pretty cool. It's very tiring.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of running around.
That sounds like so much fun, though. Like, how big was the space that you were playing in?
How big was the space? That's a good question.
Like, was it just
probably like
house?
a 20 by 30, 25 by 30? No, we were at a LAN gaming center in Philadelphia, and this was sort of their lounge area, and we just moved the couch out and moved all the tables out, and I posted a video in the Discord so you can kind of see how big this is. Because
it has it puts in like all the different barriers and such, and you can hide behind, and is there a bunch of different weapons that you can use as well? Or
yeah, rocket launchers, grenades,
nice.
Tommy gun, pistols.
That's fun. That's real fun. Yeah, it's one of those things that you can't really do often because obviously the space and obviously you need the people as well. But to do that, that is really fun. Nice. Spatial Ops. Did you manage to have time to do Space Pirate Trainer or arena?
No, we didn't have that. I don't think there was enough space for.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you kind of need like a good gym.
You need to literally max out your boundary.
For that one to happen. That's a shame, but yeah, fair enough. So you played Nox, Spatial Ops, and DeVigo?
Yes, sir. We also got in some Racket Club, but I didn't. I played a little bit. Squashy beat me. I'm developing a rivalry, and it's kind of feeling like a lopsided rivalry.
Fair enough. No, that sounds really fun. Now, is this something that he's planning to do like often?
I think he does it like twice a year.
Twice
this is his second or maybe third one.
Nice. It sounds like a lot of fun. Well, it seems like you did do a bit of a mixed reality there. I've also done a little bit of mixed reality. Just played a little bit of Starship Home. I'm not sure have you played Starship Home? Did you jump?
Not yet.
No. So Starship Home is a mixed reality game built from the ground up for like this is one of the only mixed reality games that are actually built for mixed reality, right? You got a lot of games that have like a mixed reality aspect of it and such. But this game is more like first encounters that you get with the Quest 3 that you get to play fully immersed in mixed reality. So this is obviously on Quest 3 and Quest 3S as well, and it's around $20 USD if I remember correctly. But I haven't played too much in it. But can you remember that game? I forget what the game is called. The one that was like really cheap, but it turns your living room into like a spaceship. And you had to
where you went to various planets and had to find the
that was just like it was.
I forget the name of it.
It was all right, but like it was, you could tell there was potential for like a full game here, but they just kind of did it as like a little dev demo. I can't remember what that one's called. But this is like kind of expands on that. So what happens is that it's fully in mixed reality. So just like you just mentioned with Spatial Ops, the boundary is gone, and what happens is that you get a package and you put it in the middle of your room, and in that package is basically your spaceship, and you kind of build out your spaceship. So you take out like one of the items and it says place on a wall, and then that's your like center console with like a big window into VR.
So you put it together like piece by piece.
You kind of put it together, yeah. So you can like there's something that says put on a wall or put up in the ceiling. So you could put like I think I put like 2 windows up in the ceiling. And then I put like a window on the right, and then you had like this little alien aquarium thing that I put behind me, and then you had your what do you call it, like a big door, basically like your vault door where people from the outside can come in. And I put that next to me as well. And there was a few other things. There was like a watering can and such, and there was something that you put into the ground that you can lift up, and then there's different items that you can use for your spaceship.
Did you have space for it all?
Did I what?
Did you have space for it all?
Space riddle? What's a space riddle?
Space for it all.
Oh, space like for it all. Everything. Oh, space for it all. Yes and no. I think in my study I was a tiny bit cramped. It still worked just fine. It's just that my study's not like 4 walls. It's like 3 walls, and then one of the walls is like it's like half a wall in a way, because then I go in, there's no door into this room. Basically, it's like a den. Gotcha. So it wasn't perfect. If I had 4 walls, it'd be better. But it was almost perfect. I made it work with the vault door. It was fine. It worked. I had like my desk in the way for a little bit, but it was okay. But the nice thing is because my desk was in mixed reality, I could just put the plant and the watering can and such just on the desk as well, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's just a mixed reality kind of adventure where you speak to different aliens. There's one alien in particular is like, this is my spaceship. It got shipped to the wrong one. Bring it back to me. So then you end up trying to bring it back to him. And then there's different plants that you can kind of take care of and grow and such. There's different like, planets to explore itself. I'm only in the first one, so I can't speak to all the other planets. But it's really like well done. Like it feels like First Encounters, but just expanded. There's no obviously shooting involved and such, but like it just feels like First Encounters in terms of the graphics, and there's like portals into the VR world itself. But you do end up building like a bit of a collection of these like alien plants that you have to kind of take care of, and then you got to put it on. Now I know, because I've seen like a review of the game like before, that you do end up having like quite a lot of plants. And also like when you're on the center console, there's like a little plant button which shows you like an inventory of all what you have. And I just have like the first one, but there's so many more on these options. So I'm like,
it's a lot of gardening.
There's a lot of gardening. It's like you're space gardening in a way. It's very charming. Like the characters are really charming. The fun little pesticides are kind of fun. There's also when you have to go to a different planet and such, you press the like orbit button, and then it's like a hologram that appears in the middle of your room where you could see like the solar system, and you choose the planet you want to go to, and then you press go, and then you like either go to hyperspeed, or you can see above you that your rocket goes up and such and whatnot. So through the windows, it is kind of fun to see. I would definitely check it out. I don't know if it's like amazing or anything like that. Astra was the game that was with the
nice.
space one. I don't know if I'd recommend it yet. I've not played enough. I've only just kind of just tapped into it. I don't know how long this game is going to be. But yeah, it seems kind of like if you're looking for like a very relaxed mixed reality experience, which is kind of like First Encounters. Definitely not Metro. If you want to break from Metro with all the spiders and the tunnels and the immersiveness, and you just want to kind of just escape and do some fun little alien gardening, this might be worth checking out. And even if you're into mixed reality in general, this might be worth checking out for sure. But I'll have more to say on it once I play more and get a few more plants. But yeah, we'll definitely check it out for sure. All right.
That's all for part 2.
That's all for part 2. Part 3, we'll wrap up this show with games out this week, and then we'll set you on your way. So we'll see you in part 3. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. Dude, we crushed the hour. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. I guess I talked about Metro quite a lot more than I realized. All right, let's wrap this up. 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to part 3, games out this week and anything else. Samson, we have 2 games on the list. Why don't you go ahead and talk about our first one, which we probably already know.
We do, because it's Metro Awakening VR. The survivors of a nuclear Armageddon cling to existence in the buried subways of the Moscow Metro civilization's last refuge and tomb, where ghosts and spirits haunt the living in this man-made purgatory. You are Sidrar, a doctor braving the darkness, crippling radiation, and deadly threats of the Metro in the search for your wife and the medication she so desperately needs. As your courage and sanity are pushed to the limit, you must learn to walk the line between life and death, the spirit and the material world, and awaken the being you will become.
Dun dun dun. What do you think? You think you're interested about this game? I'm kidding. We obviously spoke about this. I'm proud of you for going into it though, because this game is definitely not one for you. This is like a big no in terms of horror game and such.
We'll see. We'll see how far I get into it.
The fact that you got it on PSVR 2 as well, which is pretty impressive. So, all right, we obviously spoken about that one. Second one is Dumb Ways Free for All. Travel by yourself or bring up to 5 of your friends along for the ride. Multiplayer adds a new challenge to the game as you compete head to head for the highest score. Watch out for your fellow travelers who are trying to sabotage your holiday. They will stop at nothing to throw you off your game, ruin your holiday and your winning streak. Your epic journey across the globe will be filled with whopping 50 unique mini-games across 2 incredible destinations, the sunny beach and the wild jungle. Feed monkeys, bowl coconuts, and fend off hungry piranhas during your holiday escapades. I couldn't say that word. To get the highest score. Severe weather warning: bad weather can ruin your otherwise perfect holiday, or in case your top score. At the end of each set of mini games, brace yourself for a surge of adrenaline and challenge, ramping up difficulty as you face chaotic weather events that will push your skills to the limit in a whirlwind of Dumb Ways mayhem. Dumb Ways free for all. I believe this is a free game too. I mean, it's called free for all, but let me just double check that whilst we're on this this pod. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is this is free. I'm not too sure actually. It says coming soon. But yeah, Samson, what do you think? This seems like cut from the same cloth of like Job Simulator, Vacation Simulator. It seems like a very similar art style, and it seems like a lot of fun.
Well, if it's free, why not? Worth trying, I suppose. And then I'm not too interested in this.
No, even if you had like a bunch of people playing this, there's actually.
I mean, I have a hard enough time getting people to play other games.
Yeah, that's true. There's actually there's an app on the App Store called Dumb Ways to Die 4 that you can, and that's free. But it's kind of similar. It looks like the similar kind of thing that you can play for free. So maybe it's going to be free, maybe it's not. I don't know. It currently says wish list, so we'll see on that.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Samson, that's it. That's our show. You got anything else on there? You got anything else coming up?
No. It's kind of weird to know that we'll know the results, well, hopefully, of the election when this is airing.
Yeah, when this is airing. But right now we have no idea. So we will wait and see. All right, perfect. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. As always, Samson doesn't really do these quotes anymore.
I haven't had a cookie in a while.
No, you need to support us on Patreon so you can get Samson some more cookies. That's what we should do.
I need.
Yeah, you need some more.
It's all going to the Quest 4.
It's all going to the Quest 4. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We shall see you next week where we'll have more VR goodness.